Hey guys, I kind of wanted to do a little review on this game I just played, Those Who Rule. For one, I love the music, and I mean this game kept me captivated. Like you just can't stop playing it. And when I found out that this game was pretty much made by one person, I was just, great job. I don't want to spoil it for people that hadn't played yet. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play with a couple of these guys very much. But he's an SS in almost everything. Level 35. So I guess maybe that's what kind of level you should be by the time you get here. I don't know. But the problem I had with this guy, who's one of the main characters, is I upgraded his weapon early on, and I did get some better weapons later on, but I already had this one upgraded. So this one really, the other ones really weren't much of an upgrade, considering I had all these upgraded. And I guess I could have changed some of the tones, but it costs so much money to forge these things. Um, and as you can see, I'm broke. But I do like the choices. Like as you can see, I don't even have Marcus in here. And I was playing on an easy level because that's usually what I do, and I guess there's two other difficulties, and I can go back. I didn't use a lot of these abilities. I didn't use kick, and I used the heroic charge very often. So a lot of they got a lot of cool abilities, but I just didn't use them. But the main thing about these guys, these two and Marcus, is pretty much every mission you got to keep them alive, and if they die, game over. So probably halfway through. Now Marcus was tankier, so Marcus got in the fray a lot more, and I wasn't worried about him. But these two, I don't know. I should have found a way to utilize them more. I mean, he is level 28, and she was level 29. But I mean, I couldn't even use a two-hander with her. Everything sees. I just had this traitor prince sword I just kept using throughout the whole game. I mean, I tried to get them involved a little more, but one or two hits and they're almost dead sometimes. So I kind of had to babysit them, for a better term. Now this guy right here, he was a beast. And you see he's almost level 40. And I had this, let me see. time, defeat 2 enemies in one round of combat. Refresh your turn. That's very powerful. And this Claymore is very good too. I did find some other good weapons, but by the time I got the weapons, I had already upgraded this. So there really wasn't much point in switching. So Cassie was 37, and this dude was 39. I wish they maybe tracked how many kills they did, because these guys killed so many enemies. There could be like 3 guys spawning. I just plop one of these dudes over there. They kill all 3 of them. And then just sit there and wait for the respawns again. This guy right here, this Berserker, he was really good too. He was level 35. I don't know if this was a good thing to have up there or not. I don't think he could retaliate. I don't know if he could retaliate. I can't remember. But his stuff was not upgraded. So he did amazing considering none of his stuff was upgraded at all. This guy was great at holding the front line. I didn't have his stuff upgraded either. I did have a good, this thing is really good. It's S rank or higher, you get 2 attack and 10 hit. So that was kind of like having 2, you know. I love this girl. I'm not really sure about how these things work. I'm not sure about the mark thing. There was another bow that basically will go through a whole column and hit everyone in that column. And I did use it on her a little. I don't think I actually used it, but I had it equipped on her. One question I have is, let's say you got, you know, these things that have like gain 2 attack or whatever against injured enemies. What if you got 3 bows or something and you all got 2 attack? Do they stack? I don't know. But I did have her fully upgraded as far as what I was able to do. I liked this person too. Also very high. I had 2 healing things on him. So I guess I could have swapped one out. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird that the archers have a shield. So I don't even know if this was being utilized into the calculations or not. But I just pretty much use them as pure archers. Now this guy, he was way under level when I got him because I got him later in the story, and I had this thing up here that decreases his XP by 25%. And you can see that he got to level 32. I mean, he's not up here with Bryson at 39 or Cassie at 37. But I mean, considering I got him way later in the campaign, and he got a 32 with a 25% XP penalty. But there's one ability on somebody. Let's see. This one, this Claymore, this little clear out thing. I only used that a couple times. But I like this slash passive where basically you can stand next to two enemies and you could take both of them out in one turn. And all these guys have that. And that's what, to me, made these guys the OP guys. You know, their job is to kill and to take out things. And like this guy does good against heavily armored. When his hit points go to 0, he recovers 50% of his life. Yeah, I really like the Berserker, but these guys were my bread and butter. The Blade Masters with a two-hander. Now, Lania was a Blade Master too, but I don't think she could wear the swords. Now, one question I have is, alright, like for Lania, for example, maybe, like I got C's in these, maybe if I just throw a two-hander on her, maybe she'll get two-hander XP or something, just by having it equipped. I'm not sure, I don't know. But basically these two guys, that when they entered combat, I just basically had to babysit them. I was so worried about getting them killed. They had to sit in the back, they had to sit next to a healer. You know, if they got surrounded and hit by 2 or 3 enemies, they were in trouble. Whereas my Blade Masters, I don't care. I throw them out there in the middle of 3, 4 guys. And they usually kill all of them. And then I can come heal them afterwards or something. Douglas, he comes in a little later, but he was 31. He was a good tank. I put a mace on him. Like I said, I really didn't use a lot of abilities or taunts, and maybe at higher difficulties that would be more important. Now the only problem with the healers is like he's just barely 25, and once he became a saint, he had this group heal. And I really didn't use this ability outside of that one mission, but this is your main bread and butter, and then if you got the points you can use this one, which is basically a full heal. But Phoebe, for whatever reason, was just way too low. She didn't even hit 20. She was 19. and she was still a long ways away from 20. So my advice with using the priests would be to get them in combat more. But the problem was, by the time they would die so quickly near the end that they couldn't be anywhere near combat. They had to stay in the back, and once the fighting was over, they could come up and heal if it was safe. And you do get XP when you get hit. You get XP when you heal. But none of their gear was upgraded. He just had one little upgrade, and so I mean they don't do much damage, if anything. I mean, maybe sometimes if a guy had a sliver of life left, I'd try to get them involved. But a lot of times they still couldn't kill him, and then I get retaliated, almost die. Now I got this guy very late in the campaign, and he was 28. I never used him when I got him. I could have got him, definitely to 30 or more. He looks very versatile. He could. He has S's and 3 different things. But at that point, I had my party. I had the guys and I mean, I only used these guys for like one battle, I think. I don't want to be too spoiler. Yeah, I could have made different decisions, and maybe I would have had Marcus here and someone else instead of these guys. So I think that makes me want to maybe at some point have another playthrough and maybe make different decisions to see what happens. Now this guy, I got him very early on, and he was already like 24. Looking at these passives here, it looks like he wants to be in the mix. And it looks like he could use a two-hander too, so but he's a Lionheart. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what the other option instead of Blade Master was. Maybe Lionheart is the other option instead of Blade Master. But all these passive abilities seem really good. 1 defense and speed for each adjacent enemy. Gain an extra attack of adjacent and 2+ enemies. So I think, and to be honest with you, I probably don't even need the healers, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe 1, but if you had more people like this guy who could get into the mix and just wreak havoc, or someone like this guy who can also get in the mix. you could really utilize this. So, you know, maybe one regret would be not utilizing these two guys. And having two extra guys that can really dish it out, so to speak. If they're anything like these two guys and this guy, if they're anywhere close to that, I mean, maybe trade in one of the tanks, because I was pretty much using two tanks, but a lot of times, and I was using Marcus as a tank too, usually. They could hold and defend a position, but they really weren't dishing out a ton of damage or anything. So maybe if I had to choose again, maybe I'd use these two more. And like I said, I did get this guy really late, so maybe not. But he was 28 when I got him, and this guy came a lot earlier. He was 24 when I got him. Now, maybe some people are like the roguey type and stuff, but it kind of wasn't my cup of tea. She came with she came with a bow. Had A and bow, a sword, and a shield. I think one mission she automatically joins you. This guy we rescued, never used him. I think he just had like a regular sword and a shield or whatever, or a steel sword and a steel shield. But this guy definitely is interesting. He can apply poison. I didn't even know he could heal. So he's kind of like a buffer. Wesley I never used. You know, this is a negative right here, that this takes a spot. So really the only thing you can have on him would probably be a bandage. And he does have an A in sword, so you could have a sword as well. But yeah, this is that bow I never used. You can damage all enemies in a straight line between you and your target. Maybe I should have put that on someone like Ajax, but like I said, I had already upgraded this bow, so. And Abigail was a little bit better, I think, because of this. Well, there was some ability that and I still never understood how to use this. But this one I think could hit an extra. Shoot your bow up at 5 tiles away, so this one actually gives you extra range. So that made Abigail, I think, a little bit better. this is a really cool aura. Increases XP gain of units within 2 tiles by 20%. I mean, if you're using this guy and you have some of your healers who don't progress as quickly, this could really help their XP gain. I really like this person early on. But I mean, once I got Douglas here, I pretty much replaced her. And this guy came at the same time. Let me see. Corbin and Shiva came together. But Talon came at the same time as Ajax, the sniper. And I never used him again either. And he can heal as well. And some of the paladins can heal too. Let me see. I think you gotta be next to him though. Killing an enemy heals the lowest health adjacent ally 50% of the max health. But he really wasn't killing that much. Now this girl, I used her early on and then just never used her again. I could have upgraded her battle axe to a better weapon. I thought this could be kind of cool, this leap and strike thing. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 people I pretty much never. I did use this one early on. I did use this one early on. But none of the other ones did I use at all. I pretty much just stuck with 2 healers. But like I said, I mean, think about this, guys. I mean, this guy was almost level 40. He was 7 XP from being level 40. And here you got your priest here, who's only level 19. She's 20 levels behind. Cedric picked up, Cedric picked up a little bit when he got this. He got that at level 20, I think. He allowed adjacent allies, and that did come in handy a couple times. But a lot of these guys were pretty much dead weight. Like I said, I'm not really including these because I didn't get these until like the last mission or so. But Skylar, which is very unfortunate because I tried to put the best equipment on him. I had put this vitality ring on, increases the growth rate. I mean, look, the growth rate is 105%. I mean, maybe I should have stuck that on one of my Blade Masters. And then this one, her agility ring, her agility is at 85% now. But she wasn't leveling up much. Now you could take a risk and stack those rings, which is what I was thinking of doing at one time. Have like a vitality and a dex ring on, but then you're losing your heal, and if you don't have a healer nearby, you're pretty much dead. And if any one of these guys die, you just automatically just lose the mission. One change that I could do, I really don't like having more than 2 snipers. I mean, yeah, you could have like a hybrid. I mean, I'm sure it would be easier maybe with more than 2 snipers, but I thought 2 snipers was good. Maybe I could have got rid of one of my tanks. Probably Arlen, maybe. But he was with me from the beginning, so he's a high level. Douglas came a little later, but he almost caught up. Or maybe you don't even need any tanks, to be honest with you. I was a little surprised by some of the bosses. They weren't as formidable as I thought they might be, but like I said, I was playing on easy. Definitely when you got like a group of people chasing you, that puts a little fire in your butt. But so sometimes I'll be like, alright, well, I don't care if Benji dies, because none of the characters die if they die in combat. As far as I know, like I said, if this guy or her or Marcus die, you just lose the mission. The game ends. But so a lot of times, if someone's chasing me, I'll just send like Benji down there with someone else to try to buy some time, and lo and behold, they end up killing the boss. But unfortunately, I didn't get to see what Phoebe's classes would have been. I don't know if she turns into a saint as well. I don't know. Like I said, one option could be maybe have a third archer, maybe put Wesley in there and just 20 XP. Might be able to level up one of the healers. I don't know. But Shiva, who I didn't like at all, is actually a blade master as well. So I don't think she could at the time. Maybe she could. You need an A to use as Y-hander. But you only need a B to use a great sword. already. So, here I thought she sucked really bad, and like I said, she just had like a regular sword, a shield, and a bow on her. But I could have swapped weapons at some point, and I could have gave her, um, this great sword, because it's always says proficiency B. And then I would have had four killers out there, which would have been. But yeah, I really love those two-handers. The good thing about this one is it ignores armor, I think. So it's good against like if you're fighting a tank, with a big shield and stuff. But I don't know where my other guy went, but I had a guy with a polearm. I don't know if he left the company or what happened, but that guy was a monster, and you could also attack. Attack 2 tiles in a row with that guy, and he took a lot of damage, but he was really tanky too. But yeah, so I lost him and I lost Marcus because of some of the choices I made. But it'd be interesting, and a lot of times there was so much dialogue. I'm just left clicking, or you can hit spacebar, and it's just sometimes overwhelming amounts of dialogue that it's starting to hurt my hand every time I click. So a lot of times I skipped through it and just went to the combat. Yeah, I mean, you could obviously, I guess, take like a guy like this that could heal just a little bit, who could maybe be a little more offensive than the pure healers. But one healer, I would just have them babysit these two, mainly. And Marcus, but like I said, Marcus was a beast, so Marcus was definitely in the 30s. And for whatever reason, Marcus could deal a lot of damage too. So not only was he tanky, but he could also deal out the damage as well. And all he had was an axe, so I don't know why Marcus was doing so much more damage than these other two. But, I'm just trying to do some theory crafting. If I had to do it again, I think maybe Shiva as maybe my 4th Blade Master. Because they just wreak havoc. I mean, you could throw them at 3 enemies and a 4th and 5th enemy will come and they'll just kill everything. And if they go down, oh well, like the game isn't over. But you throw throw Skylar or these guys out there and they take one hit and they're almost dead, and then the game just ends. And if you're doing one of those things that are like 10 waves or something, like that's a long fight. Like that's probably like an hour fight, and you don't want to get in wave 9 and then these two die. So you want to keep them protected. But yeah, having an extra killer out there would be awesome. And I don't know, one thing, if you're playing like maybe on the max difficulty, maybe you get better gear. I don't know. One thing that was hard for me was the guys that use the pole arms, they can hit two tiles. So let's say you got an archer behind a tank. You could attack the tank but hit the archer behind and usually kill him. And see, this bow right here was better still, than but I never used this. I never used this battle axe either. Yeah, a lot of times by the time I got these upgraded weapons and you can actually use a greatsword with a rank C. But and I used these things early on, but then later on I didn't really like the ones that were maybe this one would be good, the sword one. Because you would be facing a lot of enemies with swords, but I guess like it was so situational and so I don't know, maybe you just need to give this expert refinement, and then you can have multiple weapons and then put this on multiple weapons and stack your attack even higher. I don't know. I mean, what I did was basically I tried to max out this early on, and it seemed to work good. But like I said, these guys were so bad in combat, I really didn't even need to upgrade them. These guys were my main damage guys, so having these guys upgraded was definitely good, and also my snipers being able to take out a enemy in a single turn by themselves was nice. But I thought the hit rating was I guess 100% chance to hit would mean you hit 100% chance of the time. So I don't know, maybe I went overboard on the hit rating. I don't know. I mean, they still would miss occasionally, but person has a bandage on them. Sometimes you get these heavy bandages, which is a full heal. But even the medium bandage is half heal. And some of the maps have little mushroom things or whatever, and you can just stand on the mushroom and it would heal you a little bit. But I guess basically what I'm thinking about is you could probably take away both tanks. That'd free up 2 slots. You could probably take away both healers. That's 4 slots. And then you could get these 3 guys in. And maybe another archer, or maybe these 3 plus 1 healer, maybe Cedric. Or maybe take away 1 tank and then take away 1 healer, and add like Shiva and maybe Jorah or something. And that way you got 1 healer and 1 tank. But yeah, I'm not sure what level you're supposed to get to. I mean, these guys started out level 35 when I got them. I mean, granted, this guy was almost 40, and this guy was 37, 35, 34, 34, 33, 32, 31. But yeah, would have been nice to see what Phoebe turns into. My guess is she could have been insane as well. It would have been interesting to see what these 3 would have turned into at 20. But I don't know if I play it again. I don't know if I would want to utilize these people more. Because I mean, these are two people, 2 slots basically doing nothing. And then these are another 2 slots basically doing nothing most of the time. And then the tanks are basically doing nothing a lot of times. So really, out of a 13 or 14 man party, you got half your guys really not doing much. I don't know. I mean, since I knew these guys were going to be in every single mission almost, I wanted to buff them up, and I didn't succeed in that. I mean, maybe I could have put her in a two-hander. But again, like I said, you don't want her to die. I don't know. You'd have to figure out a way to utilize these more. I mean, maybe she's a blade master too. Maybe I need to stick a two-hander on her. I mean, blade masters are just so powerful. You can go up and kill two enemies in a couple hits, one turn. And then when people come attack you, you can pretty much kill them every time they attack you. I mean, there were times where wave after wave after wave came up and were hitting my blade masters, and they just shredded them. Another thing that's tough is a lot of missions don't give you any gold at all. And there were a few missions where I did not loot every chest. So there were chests that I did not loot. But when I did loot, basically what I ended up doing, at least with these last 6 characters or so that I wasn't using, I pretty much just sold all their gear. I mean, I did keep some backup gear on that one, but all these other ones have, well, you still got gear. He's got gear. But like this guy sold all his gear, Sheila sold all her gear. Salvador has no gear. And Jordan does have something. And actually he does have the 1600 gold bow. That I could have gave to one of my archers. But yeah, I think if you try to use everybody, I think by the time you get to the end, you'll be under-leveled. And some missions just keep spawning enemies, so I guess you could cheese it a little bit and try to just XP grind a little bit. Kill a couple more waves each mission. But I do like the options. I like the options of having all these guys. And I was a little worried that, you know, if I sold her weapons or something and then I need her and she's going to plop in one of my fights and then she's not going to have any gear. Unfortunately, I got lucky. I didn't really need that. But a lot of times you'd have to split your party into 2, sometimes even 3. So that's why I kind of liked having 2 healers, so I could put one healer with one party and one healer with another party. But what happened a couple times was the healer got too close to combat and one enemy walked up and one-shotted him. So, I mean, if that's the case, I'd rather have another Blade Master. I mean, yeah, the Blade Masters do need healing too, but before they go down, they're going to take at least 4 or 5 guys with them. So I don't know. And then like with the two tanks thing, I'd send one tank one way, one tank the other way. But like I said, I pretty much use Marcus as a tank as well. So I could probably get by with shedding a tank. Maybe I put Elenia with a two-hander. Even Skylar could probably use a two-hander. That way they'd be more useful. But again, the chance of them dying is higher if they don't have a shield and I don't know. I don't know the answer. But yeah, I like the abilities. I just didn't use them a lot. I don't know. I mean, I think I used Taunt one time. And I think I used Smite a Mage Strike a couple times. But yeah, I love this game. I'm amazed that one guy did it. I mean, yeah, he had a little bit of help, but pretty much one person did the game. And hopefully, if a lot of people buy it, maybe they'll do a DLC. Maybe they'll do another game. But I really like that you get XP when you get hit. So you don't actually have to hit somebody, and that's how the tanks were able to get so much XP, was they were able to take the hits. But a lot of times near the end, I would send like the Blade Masters out somewhere and just wreak havoc, and then like I'd send the tanks over somewhere, and they would need archer help to help them because they couldn't kill anything by themselves, and I would have to send maybe one of the berserkers and also that guy with the guy with the polearm just to do damage. So basically you'd want these guys to be more useful to get in more combat, to be able to actually kill something. I mean, a lot of times the only way I was getting them XP was my other guys were doing all the damage and they were coming and getting the finishing blow if it was safe. But the only fear I have about shedding a healer is you got two groups, you need a healer in each group usually. I mean, granted you do got bandages, but bandages get used up eventually. But basically you would have to get the that's making them more tanky and send them into the fray a little more. I don't know, but basically, I would want to utilize my healers more, get them XP, and use these two guys better. I don't know why Marcus did so much better in the DPS category. I guess because the spears kind of fall off later on, and the swords too, the one-handed swords. Whereas the axes, I think, have some kind of armor pin. But I just never switched it because they didn't have any, at least I didn't think they had any skill with the other things. I don't know, maybe you should be utilizing multiple weapons because there was a lot of room here, 11 out of 24. So I could have had multiple weapons. I could have had an axe. I could have had a two-hander. I could have had options as this goes up. Another thing I could have done, instead of forging these guys right away, is maybe wait for some better weapons to come along before, and maybe upgrading these guys immediately. And then as I get better weapons, I can do hand-me-downs. I can maybe, like, this is you need a B. So let's say Skylar's a C. I could switch him to the B weapon once he becomes a B in that weapon. And I also could have waited till I got a better sniper rifle, a better bow to upgrade Ajax. But anyway, I know that was a long video, but thanks for letting me share.